Welcome to part 2 of my social media presentation about RMIT Vietnam. As we were talking about some of the recommendations about RMIT's current social media tactics, they do a really good job of encouraging traffic and they use Facebook really well. But areas of improvement, as is mentioned down here, is we want to get more user-generated content. We want to see more people participating in the page. As of yet, that's not happening. New objectives that we want to include, as you can see here from their site, is first one is we want to have credible bloggers. We don't really at this point have anybody really blogging about RMIT. One thing that could go a long way is we could get students talking about topics or things of interest in and around Vietnam, particularly about education and higher education. Things that we will use to increase traffic is, of course, we can use SEO tactics. We use keywords throughout here. We're going to have links that we can put in both the name, perhaps the title tag, and the URL of the university. Given the name is RMIT of the university, that was probably one of the key words that we want to use. Moving on here, another objective is probably enhancing the website with more interactive content. Content that people can use, and particularly will keep them on the site longer. And this will be interactive content, perhaps things that give a better idea about what kind of major they want to have, or what are the strengths and weaknesses that will maybe help them in their careers. Moving on, other channels that we want to use here are things like blog content. Okay, blog content, we want to talk about hot topics going around the university, how we, for example, we prorate our tuition based on the in-demand majors. Are they going to be the cheapest one? Whereas majors that are not in demand in the university, and this will be based on market research, are actually more expensive. Okay, these are things that people want to talk about and respond about. Other content is going to be things like the YouTube videos here, where you can quickly see one here. We want to use these to get people talking, to influence people. Content that show them perhaps things like the types of things they'll see in their major here. In this video here, you'll be able to view information that related to a particular major called professional communication that we have here. Briefly, as you take a look through this here, it will show you some of the things that you can view from this university and sort of quickly take you through it. As you can see here, it's sort of catchy. So if you had more time, you could go through it and see the whole thing. Other things that you could view on the website here are things like Facebook page, important dates, human interest stories, guest bloggers. All of these here would be interesting to students and would keep their interest here, and that would be ways that we would definitely want to increase traffic. How we're going to measure success. Okay, so our success is all going to be about traffic. What we want to do is increase, for example, number of visits and visitors. Okay, so we want to have at least a 25% increase in our baseline. One thing we didn't mention clearly, but we should mention, is about the amount of time on the site. Okay, this is also valuable because it suggests how much interest there is in the site. So the longer they're on here, the better. And I would also like to see something similar to 25% on here. As you can see here, also things like with search volume, a 25% increase in views and a 25% increase in comments and shares. All of this, good or bad, is going to show more participation and more interest from students. Alright, now that is the end of our slideshow. Thank you for seeing my final presentation.